Hello, manga and anime lovers. I'm Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about episode 4 of Days with My Stepsister. Now, this episode was a lot more calm than the other few, especially because of the whole truck incident. But I think it was really good. It was a nice bookend to the prologue to Yuta and Saki's relationship. So the main crux of this episode is the differences in how Saki and Yuta understand other people. I think it's poignant that we start off with Yuta reiterating that Saki is a stranger living in his house, that he's beginning to gradually get closer to. And yet the entire episode, he's acting more like a sibling than she is. I thought that was funny. It's to show that he's pretty much blind to his own feelings. But what really is interesting this episode is when Yuta offers to help Saki with her homework. Again, one of those instances in him being a good brother. It's revealed that Saki struggles particularly with literature. And this is because she doesn't understand the feelings of characters in the books. So she reads books and she can understand what's going on, but she doesn't know what the people are thinking, even when it's quite obvious. Like Yuta describes an obvious situation of a lover being jealous of another person. And Saki doesn't never even consider that was what was going on in the book. And then they discuss how they have the same perspectives on real people where you can't understand what someone else is thinking, so you have to negotiate and talk about your feelings and communicate them. But in the book world, Saki and Yuta have two completely different ways of reading. Now, something that a person in the comment thread I was reading about this episode pointed out, and something I was kind of thinking myself, is that this is a very clear sign of some type of neurodivergence. The person in the commenter diagnosed it as autism because they're autistic, and they said that this kind of stuff really resonates with them. And I'm inclined to agree, even though as far as I know, I'm not neurodivergent myself. This is basically textbook autism. Of course, it could be a symptom of a myriad of different mental-related diagnoses, but that's besides the point. I really appreciate this about the two main characters, and it really helps to recontextualize the entire first 3 episodes. Now everything makes a whole lot of sense. I remember a lot of people saying that this is not how two normal people talk to each other, and I was almost inclined to agree, but I let the author cook, and now you can see this is exactly where we end up, and it makes perfect sense. Now, putting that aside, the rest of the episode is mostly Yuta going around finding ways to help his sister study. Again, the contradiction to what he said at the start. And he talks to Saki's friend, and he talks to his senpai at work, and he finds a solution which is common, I think, among a lot of students, to listen to music while you're studying, because it can help. Now, for me, that usually distracted me, unless I was coding, in which case it didn't. But I can understand they would help. And the studio flexes so hard with a really nice music video to go with the lo-fi hip-hop type song they have going on. I'm sorry, I'm not acquainted with that type of music, but I really did enjoy that part of the episode. And it helps Saki, but the ending of the episode is what's really interesting, because Saki exhibits the exact same characteristics of the character in the book she was reading, where she is jealous that Yuta gets along so well with his senpai at work. And yet she doesn't understand her feelings, just as she doesn't understand the feelings of the character in the book. And I really like that because it's portrayed in such a genuine way, like she doesn't even think twice about it. She makes a face that we can't see, but she said there's nothing, and you can tell that she really believes it's nothing. It's probably just a fleeting thought that didn't even cross her mind, really. But that kind of communicative personality really makes me excited to see how our main 2 leads will get along in the rest of the season. A couple side notes. I really like Yuta senpai from work. I've always liked her. She's really helpful, and she has that nice older person vibe. Not like older as in like literally old, but older as in older than you and more experienced. And it's interesting to see that she only shows this side to Yuta because everyone else was disappointed in her in college when she acted like her true self. And I find that very sad, and I hope we get a resolution for her down the line. Saki's friend, I'm not a huge fan of, and I think it's mostly the voice actress, unfortunately. Her really cutesy voice really clashes with this world. Like, everyone else has such a normal voice, and then she has the super high-energy anime girl voice, and it kind of just takes me out, but her actual character I don't mind. And especially since she's an older sister, it makes a lot of sense, and I do want to get to know her a little more. And on a final note, I really like the small animations we got this episode. I already mentioned the music video basically at the end, but at the beginning, my favorite scene animation-wise was Yuta and Saki folding the laundry while they're talking about her grades. Absolutely fantastic. 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 even. Just the ultimate slice of life portrayal, and I really hope we continue to see more nice things like this. Now that's really all I have to say for this episode. Another banger, and I really am looking forward to the next one. Bye!